Hi everyone. I wanted to share with you our November yard tour. Now, I haven't got as much done as I would like because the time has changed, and when I leave for work it's dark. When I come home it's dark. So the only time I can get things done around my home as well as the inside is on the weekend. But I wanted to share with you some of the changes that has happened in November that are a little bit different from the last October. I kind of did like a patio tour, backyard patio, but we'll look at a little bit more today. So let's go ahead and we'll get started because it is forecast to rain all day today. So I want to do as much as I can, and we'll start with the front yard. So there is a lot of work to do in this front bed here. And I am still half summer, half spring, half fall. I am all over the place. But we just did a little bit of fall decorating. I just picked up some little things from the dollar store. This is like a daylily that my oldest daughter gave me, I think like 2 or 3 years ago on Mother's Day, and it really does good. I think next year I'll probably divide it, but we'll see. And normally my husband comes through, he has this torch thing that he uses, and you hook it up to propane to go and torch all the weeds, because we had some black landscape fabric up, but I don't know. I got to figure out what I want to do with this area next spring. These mums right here, I'm going to cut all of the blooms off and take them around to the back, and hopefully they will come back in the spring. And this right here, this is, still summer here. I just couldn't let go of these lantanas, and I want to say mandevilla. And but I do have to let go of this pot because I was watering it one day and the side of it is cracked really bad. And I put these torch lights. They look like real candle flames at night. That is really pretty, and I think I shared that on IGTV. And so I have to move all of this pumpkin stuff and try to do something that is for something for Christmas time. But what I wanted to show you is this maple tree. The colors are changing, and I love this tree. This was here when we bought the house, but like in the springtime it is so pretty and red. And now that the temperatures are getting colder, because one night we got down to like freezing 32, so everything is starting to change. So we'll go ahead now and we'll walk around the back and we'll look at the back, but this is just kind of like the front, and I got a lot of work to do. So we'll see how we'll see how much I've done next month for the December tour. Okay, so we are now entering the backyard, and we'll start up on the patio. Or actually, yeah, let's start on the patio. So let me move around here. Here is this pixie grape that I bought this was last year on clearance, and I think that's kind of getting ready to go into dormant. I did a video on the fall container planter, and it is really still going strong. I mean, these Super Tunia Bordeaux, like I said, the temps have been in the 30s, like 32. They're still going strong. I have to cut back some. I have to cut these blooms out because they're still getting blooms on there. The sweet potato vine is still going strong, and I also shared with you a video, and I'll make sure I link it, where I planted lettuce in the patio container right off the back. And here is the progress. This was like the red leaf. They are now starting to turn red, as you can see. And really, if I wanted to, I can go ahead and start leafing off of this. Now this is romaine lettuce, and I'm not really sure what's going on. My theory is that we've had such a, like, one day is super cold, one day is super hot, and that's the only reason why I can think that the romaine lettuce did this. Like today it's supposed to be raining, but it's supposed to be 78, and then like in a few days it's supposed to be 57. So I'm thinking with the drastic change in temperatures that this caused the lettuce to do this, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we're gonna move on around. I really need to get the blower and blow all of this off. But here is the strawberry stacker. I think it's called Mr. Stacky or something. I personally have a hard time watering this because I'm thinking that all the water goes down and it doesn't. I have to like go into each individual cup, I guess I would say, and water it. But I have the paper and they have like a self-watering container that goes under the very bottom that I'm thinking about getting. And then just moving along here, I also link a video on the bok choy. I did a video on the bok choy where I was leafing it off, and it seems like every time I leaf it off, it grows back double. I leafed this off literally a few days ago, and it came back double. I did have to spray. I used like an organic spray. What do you call it? The insecticidal soap. I used that because they had a few aphids on the underside, and I tried to get it off as much as I could just with some water, but they came back, so I used the insecticidal soap. It seems to have those under control, but this is something that I love. When I get home at night, it's dark, I cut my porch light on, and when I just want something light, I come out here and leaf off a few of those, and I use my indoor grill. I also did a product review on that where it's like super quick. I'm talking less than like 30-40 minutes I can have a full meal. Okay, so really quick, I don't know if I shared this with you in the October patio tour, but I had this Christmas or maybe Thanksgiving cactus in the house, and I should have hardened it off before I put it outside, but I just potted it up, put it out here, and it went through some major shock, but it seems to be coming back because there are blooms on here. So I've been watching that closely, and I won't do that again. So we'll move right on around here. This is my clearance rose that is really doing good. It's still producing more blooms. I didn't spray it. They have like a rose guard or something. They're like granules, because it looked like something was trying to eat it, but I think it's doing okay. And probably next spring I will pot it in the ground somewhere. My coleus, I should have protected them. It's a lot of things I should have did, but I should have protected them because the coal is really starting to get to them. So what I may do is take some of the stems that are still alive and put them in some water and try to root them and put them out next year. And garden is learning as you go, and some things I knew I should have done, but like I said, with it being dark as soon as I get here, and then I have other things I have to do, I'm not able to check, you know, all of my plants and garden every day like I would be able to do in the summer because it is much lighter. So I guess we'll go ahead and move along here. This Calibrachoa just ceased to amaze me because it looked like it was going to die, and then when the weather started cooling off, all of a sudden it just came back. This one did, and it's blooming great. The vincas here, some of them you can tell are starting to get taken out by the cold nights that we have, like this right here. You could tell that the cold is starting to get to them, and I'll be pulling these up pretty soon. But I've been trying to really do as much as I can because I've been saving the seeds on here, and I plan on planting them not in this area next year because I want to make this area right here like a cut flower bed. So we'll see what happens, but I have been able to save a lot of the seeds, but I can tell just by looking out here that the cold is really starting to get ready to take them. And here's the other Calibrachoa. It's not doing as good as the other one, but it's still producing blooms, so that is amazing to me. And I have not done anything on the back patio, including pull that dead hydrangea up. I have not pulled that up yet, so that's on my to-do list also. Okay, so we'll walk back really quick towards the pergola before I take you out to the garden. And you guys, don't judge me. I'm telling you, I work 9 hours a day and commute 2 hours, and so time is not on my side most of the times. And with the time going back, it really has hurt me out as far as in the backyard. But this is the fall container plant that I planted, and I think I put this on IGTV. Those the ornamental cabbage is doing really good. I think the sweet potato vine is being affected by the temps, the cold temps, and maybe even some of the red grass here. But the pansies are doing wonderful. They are going strong. I did have some red looking ones in here. I see one on the side, but the gold ones in here are really doing good. And I have the same on the other side right there. If you can see, those are the exact same. When I went on my farm tour, and I'll make sure I link that video, these were the only plants I could not find where to put them, and I really wanted to plant them somewhere with other flowers. This was the Osaka cabbage that kind of comes pink inside, and it's starting to rain, but we'll go ahead and get through. We only have a little bit more to go. The English ivy here, I had 2 left over from this container, this fall container plant that I did, and the pansies are doing wonderful. They are really doing wonderful. The ornamental kale is doing wonderful. The English ivy, it's holding on too. And I had, okay, here it is. I had like these burgundy red pansies in here, but this container is doing really well. And I also did a video on the lettuce. Here is the status as in November. As you can see, the back is growing a little bit faster. I really thought this would grow faster than, it's kind of a slow grower to me. It is growing, but it's at like a slow rate, and I think the packages said that in like 21 days you could start harvesting, and to me that's not true. I mean, I guess you could take off some of these leaves and put them in your salad, but you know, it's coming along. We'll give it time. And my infamous impatiens have been taken out by the cold, so I'll be pulling these really soon, because we only have just like a few, you know, that didn't get taken out, but you can tell by the leaves they're being taken out. But here is my showstopper. I cannot believe how many blooms are on this pansy. This is like my favorite. I just cannot believe this. This is so pretty to me, and I should have potted it in a bigger pot, but remember, I bought too many pansies, so I was just trying to find somewhere to put them. But I just love this, and I just love this color. More pansies right here. My hibiscus is holding on by the skin of its teeth. And this plant that I showed you that I picked up from the flower farm is doing very well. This coleus here is being taken out by the cold. And I'll just pan around here because it's starting to rain kind of hard and I don't want to get sick. But there's the other plant that I got, because I got 2 of those. And the pansy, and this is the other pansy that I have. I had bought so many, I really didn't know what to do with them, but here is just the mirror of the other sun patient. It's being taken out by the cold. And then here's the other mirror of the other fall container plant, and I think the sweet potato vines are really starting to die off. But the ornamental cabbage and the pansies are doing good, as well as the red grass here. So next we will go off to the garden, and I will make it quick because it's starting to rain, you guys. Okay, so I put on my rain jacket real quick, and we'll walk out here to the garden. Now, let me just give you full disclosure before we get here. I bought too many plants and I did not plan this garden out like I should have, but I will be doing that for the spring because I just start planting stuff, and as you can see, it's not a whole bunch of walking rooms. So we'll start in this bed right here. These are red onions, and I bought these at my local nursery, and they come in like a 50-pack bundle. I don't know anyone around here that loves to garden as much as I did, so I put some in this bed, and then I just started putting them like everywhere I could find somewhere to fit. This is like an ornamental, I think I put this on Instagram. It's by Monrovia. It's like called the Millennium Garlic, but it does not seed or anything like that. It's a sterile plant, but it has these pretty purple shoots that come up, I guess in the spring or the summer. So moving right along, right here is broccoli that I bought from a nursery, and we have cabbage growing right here. I bought this from the farm that I went to. This is Bravo cabbage, and more red onions because, like I said, I was just putting stuff everywhere. So it's really awkward for me to move throughout this garden, and I know better, and I should have done better. When you know better, you do better. I'm going to plan better for fall. Let me walk around here so you can get a better look. This is my garlic coming up, which I knew it would come up. So I think I'm ready to take this chicken wire or this wire off because the squirrels, they start digging it up. And like I tell people, I can't blame them because right here we have an oak tree that produces acorns. So, I mean, they're going to be in the yard. We have them all over. But this bed and a half is the garlic. And then, see, watch me maneuver in here. It's really hard. I have to watch where I'm stepping. This is celery, and the celery is doing really nice. I read online where you can take like the celery leaves and dry them out and make like celery salt. I said I was going to try to give that a test here. And let's see, this is another one. This is, I think it was called, it's some type of mustard. I want to say red, it's a red mustard, but this is really good to put in your salad. I'm letting the leaves get too big. I need to leaf off of it some more. I've leafed off of it once. It gives a different taste, so that's really good. Here is more celery right here. These are mustard greens. We like to cook mustard greens like collard greens, but you can also use these when they're, you know, like kind of young leaves and put in your salad. And I bought too many pansies, so I have like pansies and snapdragons just lined up along here. And let's move right here. Here's some more red leaf lettuce that you can actually leaf off here. This was the butter crunch, and as you can see, the butter crunch lettuce did the exact same thing as the romaine lettuce that was on the patio. And I think it was because the different fluxes in temperatures that caused that to do it. I'm not sure, so in the comments below, let me know if you've ever had lettuce to do that, and if that's the reason, or what is the reason that it does that. So this is just like a repeat of all my lettuces and my celery. Back here I have just different type of greens. We have a mix of I planted, before I get to that, I planted these I think these were lima beans that I planted late summer. I don't know what happened. They didn't do too good, but it seems like now they're producing pods, so I may just let them dry on there and then use those as seeds next year. I'm trying to get to the pods to show you. Here's one, so I may just let those dry and plant them again in spring and see what it does, because I've had to spray these quite a bit. Okay, but here are all my greens. It's a mixture of Morris Hedden cabbage collards. These are the ones that I grew last year and gave to friends and family, and since we have had like a couple of freezing days, I bet you they are going to be so tender. And I like to pick them, I let them get just a little bit more bigger than probably this one, and then I'll come pick them, and they are so good. So this is a mixture of the Morris Hedden cabbage collards. We also have a top bunch collard here, and it's one more, the Georgia collard, I think. So these are all like my different greens, and so I'll come and just leaf off of these also, and just, you know, make them, just cook them like you would do collard greens or turnip greens. And they are really good. And like I said, when you get that little frost or freeze, it gets really tender. And so down here we have a few kale plants, and these are the ones that I planted in my arrow garden, and I waited till they got big enough, and then I put them outside in the ground. But I use a lot of kale in my smoothies, so I definitely come out and leaf off of the different types of kale, and I'll add those to my smoothie here. And let's see what else. I ran soaker hoses here this year, and my husband is going to have to look at it again. I'm thinking about doing drip irrigation. So if you have drip irrigation, let me know in the comments below if you like that, because the soaker hose, half of it like works really good, and then it'll like stop halfway, and I'm not sure if, I don't know, I'm not sure if we've got it running too long or what, but we followed the instructions and did everything we were supposed to, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the garden, but I am thinking about extending it over, and you know, I have to look at my sun requirements too, in the light, because we have a lot of trees in the back, in our backyard, behind the fence. So I'm definitely getting someone to come out here and cut back some of these trees, because they are really starting to grow over. But I think I'm going to extend at least to right here, because when you look up, I mean, I still got a little bit of sun coming in. I can't do nothing about the neighbor's tree, but that's one thing you have to consider when you're gardening and planting flowers, like the sun, and just follow the sun to see how it does, you know. And when you look at the tags and where you see part sun or full sun or shade, those are things that you really need to consider. So I definitely want to extend it at least to like right here. I use those posts because I think they're spaced out every 6 feet. I use those as kind of like my guides. So I want to kind of do that, and we'll see what happens here. We got so much to do behind our shed here. I'm just moving around. Look at all the leaves. It's just so much to do, and it gets dark at like 5:30. And now with us going into Christmas, I want to decorate the Christmas tree and all of that. So we'll see. But anyway, so that's it for the November tour. And I hope to come back to you again in December with some progress, because sometimes I think my mind moves faster than my body. And I hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. And thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, please share this video with your family and your friends. And also let me know if you have the answers about my lettuces that are just, it just seems like they bolted up. Let me know that in the comments too. But anyway, also make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I put a lot of pictures on there. Not necessarily making videos, but I have a lot of pictures. At Southern Entertaining is my Instagram handle, and I'll make sure that that's somewhere on the video also. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the holidays and safe travels and have happy holidays. And until the next video, bye bye.